Hello, everybody. Good evening. This is Dr. Rao. I live in Iowa, and it is very balmy weather for us yesterday, and it has gone to cold again today. That's the life in Iowa. You never know you get land up in the cold, right? So I was uh, kind of want to be informal today and talk about. Why my company's name uh, is Be a Pal, and what we intend to be, uh, and that kind of want to familiarize my friends about what my intentions were and what I was trying to do. Right? Um, as you know, I'm a physician. I kind of graduated in India and got my MBBS, and that was in 1980. And then I came here by the end of 1981. I was here, and I kind of took my exams. So we all are required to take exams, and then after the exams were done, I was able to get into the residency, which is what we are required to do. That was a geriatric medicine program, which I did, and after that, the uh, the practice thing came up, and a couple of years in geriatric medicine. Then I moved to New York to do further studies, where I did Coney Island Hospital internal medicine, which is from the University of New York, and where I got my MD. And after that, I came back to Chicago area because I love Chicago. And I came to around Chicago area, near Chicago area, the Iowa border. Actually, there was a practice opportunity. I came there and joined them for a trial. And after a year, we came to know that we are not going to be compatible together, both the physicians. So what we did was we kind of uh, split apart and then started to practice on our own, and which is really nice to be able to establish my own practice. And I got a lot of patients uh, accompanying me, so that gave me a good leash. Then I got things my way, and I was able to get a piece of land, and then I went to the bank and took a loan and constructed my own clinic, designed by me and built by me. And we have everything in the clinic, like an X-ray plant, lab plant, and all the equipment, everything, right? And from there, that was around 97. That when my daughter was born, and this practice was established, and we can settle down there and implement some practice. But a lot of preventive cardiology, and I was very uh, enthusiastic, and I had this message. What I said was, we are not going to just treat your disease process. We're going to probe into your disease origins as to why you got what you got, why it is getting worse, and we're going to go to the root causes of your illness and try to address that. Could be diet, could be lack of exercise, could be smoking, could be drinking alcohol, any number of things, right? Lifestyle issues were taken very seriously and then advised. That was mainly because I had this exposure to ancient wisdom in the form of yoga, and I've seen a lot of yogis living longer, better, and not really ending up in the wheelchair like I am seeing the patients here, right? So I thought uh, we should be addressing the lifestyles along with whatever we are treating people for, right? Somebody comes with diabetes, I would treat him with the medications and insulin and all that, all the modern things that are needed. We will check him out, and then we will also do the blood test and everything. But then we'll also look at how he is living. Is he eating well, or is he loading the carbs? And then That is usually the case. And also, is he having enough exercise? Is he walking? Or is he sleeping better at night time? Those kind of simple issues, but then that make a lot of difference for the patient's health. So we kind of introduce them to those lifestyles if they were not doing them already. If they were doing them, that's fine. We encourage them. We kind of went to the details and corrected anything that was not there. Right. For example, somebody was eating a lot of peanut butter every day, and he instantly comes and says, "Doc, I help myself with a lot of peanut butter, but his cholesterol is very high." So that kind of things we kind of corrected it. But also we taught them how to grow their own vegetables and fruits, how to cook properly, how to eat sitting down and chewing, all those little bit things also I taught them. Majority of the physicians are not educated on nutrition, right? But I was lucky because I was introduced to yoga and Ayurveda, which depend on the food and diet, right? Of course, the food was not that different from India to here. Only thing is, the beef was not that common there, and we were, vegetarians anyway. So that helped a lot. Then I kind of conducted simple things like gathering all the people, for example, obesity people. After 5 o'clock, we stopped seeing patients, and then we give them from free time for these disease groups, diabetics, obesity people. We gather them like a few people in our large reception area, and then they all came, and then we kind of had an informal discussion about the disease, their experiences, their case studies, and all that, just like a party. But then they were very happy to come because they are coming to their own doctor who knows their problem. But this is more like educational sessions. So I did a lot of that activity, and taking off from all that, after COVID broke through, I kind of opened an online company which is called uh, BA PAL. This company is based on disease prevention, but we are going to be modern physicians, but at the same time we are going to bring the hacks from the ancient wisdom so that my patients will get the benefit of both worlds. Okay, so that really worked for me, and that's the same thing I employ with my family, with my extended family, which are my patients, right? So I really had a good time putting up the company and then providing the services and all that. So right now I'm the CEO of that company, and I have this wellness programs I kind of provide to people. One is that wellness club in the morning, and I do consultations for people who call me from morning till evening. And also I have these coaching programs for the burnout for the physicians and nurses, and stress programs for IT professionals. So information technology professionals, because this information overload, brain fog, lack of sleep, all these things are very common in the IT professionals. And I myself took a course, a master's in biomedical informatics. So I have entrance into that high technology, and now AI. I embrace AI too. All in all, I know very much the problems of information age. And contrast to that, how to calm your mind, how to go beyond thought and immerse yourself in the really silent state of mind. All those things so that I learned have become very useful for me to advise whoever is reaching out to me for the suggestion on that. Okay, so mind, thought, and beyond thought, that's what ancient wisdom really highest I value about. Okay, so I kind of studied, I can refer to their process and all. So then also give for the companies, for their leaders, servant leadership. you know Wellness has become a cornerstone of what I do for the individuals. Human being enhancement, where human is the body and mind, and being is our inner being, right? For the body, obviously yoga, stretches and breathing and functional exercise, all those things. And then for the mind, obviously meditation, awareness training, and also how to really enhance your intellect and not be a slave to that. Okay, that kind of thing. So enhancing the human side is that. Enhancing the being side is where you go and find out your true nature. That is self-realization. That's a big deal, but that's not for everybody. Only the people who are enthusiastic about it, then I take them in and then we go from there. I downloaded several ebooks and courses, and they're all going to be released sooner or later. I have not been uh, aggressive on that. I should be doing that. So these are the services I do. But apart from that, I enjoy coming on the social media and really sharing whatever I want to share with my friends, whoever comes here, right? And people do listen to them afterwards, and then they send DMs for me. That's why I know there is some audience for what I'm talking about, and that's all done in the spirit of be a pal, be a friend. That's all. That's because it's part of my philosophy. What it is yoga can be in anything that you do, in the way that you uh, safeguard your body, your mind, and your human functions, and you be healthy for the longest time, and really enjoy good energy, and really have a not a miserable life, more like a joyful life, right? As you don't have to jump and up with smiling all the time. No, you have that no worry, no anxiety, no depression, no animosity to anybody, or just involved in thought. None of them is there because I have simple thing: be in the present. So when you are in the present, you whatever is in front of you, you give complete attention to it. So there's no really rumination or thinking about somebody's weak points, none of that, right? uh, Very simple logic is if you close your eyes, if you are really restful and peaceful, that means your mind is quiet. So don't put anything in the mind, don't identify with the life energy behind it. And if you close your eyes, you will be peaceful because your mind is quiet, and you're opening the eyes, then you say, what can I do for the world? Okay, that is the spirituality that you want to go by. So there is a section that is identified. It's a rapidly growing. It's like a spiritual but not religious. Okay, so SBRN, something like that, NR, SBNR, something like that. That group is the largest growing in the world, I believe, in the United States also. So I do don't uh, uh, let me be clear. I don't do the religious practices for the sake of just doing it or getting some merit or something. I do understand why they are there in all religions, but I don't label myself any particular religion. Okay, so don't mistake that I belong to any religion. I'm promoting none of, only the wisdom that I learned from that religion I would adapt, and I would put it into my own experience of my life. Right. So if you close your eyes, your mind is quiet, you are peaceful, but if you open your eyes, then you want to do something for the world because you yourself are completely fulfilled within yourself. Okay, that is the thing I usually aim for and practice. And then anybody who wants to go that way, I have things I wrote about that, and they can take those courses and go about it. Some people come for the discussions. It's called satsang. Satsang means association of good people. Sat means good people. Sang means like a association, right? So we gather together and we pose a problem, or somebody brings in a question that they want to explore, not according to any particular dogma or any particular philosophy, but just posing a question and exploring our mind to really go beyond it and then find answers. This is a wonderful thing. If you start anything you want to find out, don't accept anybody's argument, but just to pose a question and let the question simmer in you for a week, and it will disclose a lot of answers to you from the universe itself. Okay, so you have to have the stamina to pose a question and stay with it. Don't expect immediate answers from somebody else and accept it and go. Then your mind will not go deeper, will not develop the capacity to ask questions in a deep way. Okay, so that's how you want to open up your mind and find out answers to your own questions. Not just a supposition, just agreeing something, but questioning every bit of it and go there. That would be a wonderful way to really open up the corners of your mind to be open to observe things and all that. Okay, but then the answer you find is yours, and you can take instruction about something from somebody, but you got to question it, you got to doubt it, you got to go beyond it, you got to investigate it by yourself. Okay, so that's what happens in satsangs. Okay, when a few people come there, even these rooms also a few people are coming these days, but I only come and talk because I know some people listen and send me messages. In this day and age, we can talk and record it and leave it there. To gather everybody every day like this is going to be tough, right? So I understand that. People do once a week, once a month, like that too. But I like to come at the end of the day after all my business is done, just to relax, just to express and share people, so that people who are looking to some kind of appetite like this, spiritual appetite or wellness appetite, they appreciate that, right? So that's why I do these talks. So if you close your eyes, you find peace because your mind is calm. And when you open your eyes, you want to help somebody. That is spiritual for me. Okay. But if you close your eyes and your mind is all agitated, all sorts of thoughts going and coming, depressive, anxiety, whatever. But then when you open your eyes, you say, somebody, I wish somebody will come and help me. That is the helplessness that people have. They don't have any strength. Okay. So you can assess yourself by doing that simple exercise, whether you are more on the materialistic or more on the spiritual. Only thing of the materialistic is it is laden with a lot of suffering. You cannot handle a lot of things. You succumb to pressures. You actually suffer, emotionally too. So to gain that emotional balance, intellectual acumen, and focus and energy, you want to be peaceful within and helpful outside, right? That is a good thing. And the other thing I do is wellness promotion. These days you don't have to wait for the disease to strike you, or even if the disease strikes you, you don't have to allow it to get worse to the point where it is not repairable, right? You may have important work, you may have very tight schedule, you may have so many limitations of time, money, energy, and all that. But the same old thing, an ounce of prevention is like a pound of cure and all that, so that's very true. So these days, especially with the evolution of science, to go to the molecular level and tell you how you are, okay, and what kind of things are brewing, and they may be coming up in 10 years time, we can detect now and we can help you. Gene editing is coming. That may be something controversial, but that's an example. Nutrogenomics is coming, where you can select your food according to your genes. Okay, after the genome, a lot of things change, and after the HIV, immunology has changed a lot. After COVID, we are able to study much more molecular biopsy, molecular response to illnesses. So now what I do is like proactive wellness, where people are screened and scanned, and then we determine what is that they are now, how well they are, and then are there any things that we can take care of that will help you in the long run. We will take care of it, or you can determine about that. And then also, are there any lifestyles that you could change, and then you can really change the epigenetics of the genome. See, there are core DNA, and then the lot of genes that may not be changed, but then the expression of the epigenetics can be changed with the lifestyles. So if you are actively moving, keeping the mind silent, and being joyful, not being angry, jealous, and all those negative emotions. And also, you have some kind of detox that if you could do, you will be very healthy. This I learned from the yogis. See, like I was quoting the other day, this man, he's 106-year-old. But if you look at him, he looks like a 50-year-old maybe, and he's sitting, he's walking briskly, he's sitting up, and then he's talking with a very firm voice, and he's full of energy, right? So a lot of my friends are surprised about myself. I'm 70 almost now, and then they're kind of really surprised that I'm don't take any medications. I never drink alcohol these days, and then I never smoked. I don't use these illegal drugs and all that. I don't even drink those energy drinks. The best I may have is water, and then maybe a cup of coffee with my wife in the morning. That's also because it's like she likes it that we drink a coffee in the morning. But I can be without it too. So not having any habits is a big strength. And also drinking water, eating when you're hungry, and then what you eat also, you see, you eat in silence, you chew the food, all those things that are part of my yogic life here in USA, they are helping me a lot. Vegetarian and organically grown vegetables, and not fried food that much, but more like a curries that are made with a little oil or more of water and all that. Sometimes they're just soups and all that they make. All in all, a yogic lifestyle involves like this. You get up by yourself without the help of alarm in the morning, early morning, usually between 3:30 to 5:30, or 1 hour before the sunrise. And then you engage in being in the present, cultivate that, and carry that through the day, and pay attention to whatever you are doing. The exercise, both physical, mental, everything is done in the morning when I am alone by myself. And then my students come for the wellness club. I do yoga with them, show them what to do, and I teach their awareness and alignment. You be aware in the moment. That's the main thing. I call that an hour of awareness, an hour of being in the present. Cultivate that if you are not doing that outside, and then try to take it to the work and make it like a perfume that the flavor will go through you. And then don't be reactive. That's why the deep breathing is taught in the morning. And don't be impulsive, and just hold on to the reactions, watch them, they will go away. And especially deep breathing makes your vagus nerve activate. That parasympathetic nervous system really helps you with your healing response. All those things are taught in that wellness club, right? I do it on the Zoom so that I can see and advise them if they are not doing them properly. Today we did, I think, almost 35, 40 minutes of slow stretching and breathing. And that is a very, very energy boosting routine. That I kind of developed for the entrepreneurs, because people are going all the time, and they're not paying for their own wellness, own inner being wellness, right? Mind also is going all over. Those kind of things will be controlled with that. There is a new terms that are coming up, what's called quantum body, proactive wellness for that, total wellness, all those. Only one thing is, you are healthy to the core, to your quantum levels, to your molecular biology levels, and there's a lot of science is coming down. That's going to be personalized medicine. That means we kind of don't put you as a diabetic with all the diabetics. We put you as a diabetic with this particular hormones balance and all that. So your molecular milieu will be unique to you based on your genetic makeup, your epigenetic expression, and all that. So the personalized medicine is going to be more customized for you. So the more you are educated in that, the more you take action, the more you will avoid seeing patient coming to me as a patient for the doctors or hospitals. If you need it, you have to go. But what I'm saying is, don't be unintelligent behavior leading you down the line on all the diseases. That's why we still do that. Medical care has become mechanical, and doctors and hospitals treat you like a number, and because they are not trained any better. There are some doctors that are good, but majority I'm talking about. The culture of the medicine is like that. That's why I'm very happy to provide my services on my own online, so I can easily go and work in a hospital, or I can go to another clinic and do that. But that is not the type of mechanical medicine that I want to practice. I want to talk to my patient. I want to treat him like a person. I want to engage him. I want to develop a relationship as human being, and be there for his difficulties. It could be physical distress or mental distress or spiritual distress, any of that. I'm glad I was able to spend time on these things. My 40 some years of medical practice, my 25 years of informatician data, and then my from childhood the practice of yoga. All those things are helping me tremendously now. Okay, so that's what I'm doing with my club, with my company. Be a pal. Be a pal. That's what I said. There also, be in the present, be aware, and always really establish yourself in the moment, and be loving. The last word is loving. Okay, so each letter represents something. All this came together. I didn't really plan it, but all this came together like that. So if you want, you go and visit my website, beapal.net, and then you can see each letter explained in the first page itself. And then if you want to really come to any of my services, you go to the register, and there will be wellness club membership and ebook. That ebook is going to be removed. I have other better books now, and also their consultations people can book up, and also they can come to the courses, burnout coach or stress reduction coach or uh, servant leadership. There are so many books are written. I just need to let them come out. Okay. I get very busy, and I'm glad. And then I relax during that busy periods too. That's one of the keys I teach entrepreneurs, how to deal with their energy, and also how to revamp them. Okay, like you go to a vacation, you get regenerated, you get really feel like, oh, I need this. But there are some processes that we can do. For example, Ayurveda, they call this detox methods are called panchakarma. That's the name that is given. A lot of people go to retreats to get this done for thousands of dollars, but the knowledge is important. That's I give it free. But if they want to do our services to help them with those things, so they may be charged for that. But then we don't do that much for that. We just help them to understand what they are and do it by themselves. Okay, so they are like a five process where you have the gut clean completely, and you have the respiratory cleanness, skin cleanness, and the mind and body like that. Okay, there are specific terms for that. I don't want to go into that, but that five processes that you do really detoxify you, that you feel like a new person after you do them properly. Okay, that is there. So there are so many ancient ways of taking care of our body, mind, and spirit complex. Okay, So you once understand that, that's not that big deal. Okay. So I know several people take you in different ways, but really it's the knowledge. Want to get the knowledge about it and start doing it by yourself. That's the safest, rather than somebody else exploiting you to make money on that. So that's one thing I do is I demystify whatever myths people have about these things in the club. That's why I did open a Facebook group for this, which is called uh, Conquer Burnout. So basically, my most of my time is spent on coaching for burnout victims. Either they are already full blown and they cannot function in their job, or they are having problems with the family, like a divorce or something like that, and they come, and or they are developing this and they heard about me, and then they call and they come and they prevent that happening. Okay. So I'm very happy about that. The difference between my coaching and other coaching is other coachings are all based on mind, thought, and intellect, right? But to begin with, your thought is producing you the burnout. How can you treat it with the thought? You got to go beyond it. Not brainwashing, but more like understanding the role of thought and transcending it and making the thought your slave, right? So that is there in ancient practices. And for example, yoga is not just physical. Of course you have to maintain the physical wealth. So you got to really, I said physical wealth. That wealth is that being in balance, that they call it prakriti, your natural state, your constitutional state. And once you are in that wealth, you will go a long way, right? But a lot of people expend that without knowing at all anything. By the 20s, these people are losing it now. Okay. But the yoga teaches you that. But then yoga basically is stopping the uh, continuous chatter in the mind, right? And they're not going to sleep, but being aware with a silent mind. And then you will see what you really are, what is your real energy is, what your real nature is. And then staying in that, you do everything. This is what I was teaching my students. Be in yoga first. That means yoga means being in the present, standing really firmly into that, not bringing the past or going into the future, but mostly staying in the present and resolving the things that come up from the past, from the future, right? So then yoga staha kuru karmani. That means be in yoga first, where you are really unified within yourself, and then staying in that state, go into the life, face the life, live the life, that kind of thing. So there are so many varieties of activities in life, and there is a yoga for everything. But the essential yoga is being in sync with yourself and with the outer world, and that way you are not disturbed at all. So first establish that state and then live your life. That's why yogastha kuru karmani means. That's a quote from the Bhagavad Gita. Anyway, so we run this club, we do the coachings, we do the counseling, we do the consultations, and all that. All that, anybody who comes to me, they are kind of happy. So I'm happy that I'm being able to be helpful and useful. And that's what I'm looking for, because uh, the way the knowledge reveals to you is you are full in yourself. That means you have the fulfillment within you. Go and touch it. The mistake that modern people are doing is they are going for the fulfill outside of themselves, in some clothing, in some decorations, in some accumulations, in money, degrees, fame, name, all the. They are going in the wrong way, and that's why the effort is going in the wrong way. But whereas your real riches are inside. So that's what I really explore. That is what I live, and that's why I'm very happy to share that. Okay, so I kind of dedicated today just to introduce to some people, because they are posing me different questions of different things. I don't do it business like other people. This is not a business for me. It's more like a spiritual activity, right? So I do it everything spontaneously. But there is a company, there are services, there are provisions that you could register and come and get those services if you want to. I don't even do the marketing that much, but not against it, but it's a kind of, I don't know much about it, and also it's kind of headache for me, right? So just come spontaneously give, that's good enough for me. Okay. Anyway, I'm 70. I will be writing, I'll be putting down all the things that I wanted to. One book that is really, really of my heart is called Modern Challenges, Ancient Solutions. The book starts with global heat. Why the global heat happened due to the human activity. Why people are doing it? Because they are not aware that they are doing damage to the earth. Mostly, not the people who are really aware and working for the earth. They are doing anyway. But the people who are contributing to the plastic, to the chopping woods, whatever you take, all those activities, human activities contributing to more carbon print and really not renewing our earths for our future children, right? That's a real concern for me. So I kind of formulated two things in my life. One is wellness, not just for the individuals, but also for the societies, for the countries, and for the planet. And wellness for the individual, wellness for societies, wellness for the um, systems. Okay, and then planet health. These four parts I divided those things, and I pursue that. My individual wellness is my company, the services, and all that. Society, I kind of come on the clubhouse and other places and talk and also write newsletters and blogs and books and courses. So that's all for the society. And for the systems, I do talk to hospital people, hospital administration, and I want to really work as a chief wellness officer in a major health system. I'm looking for the opportunity. I'm not going to accept anything unless they are going to understand the philosophy and apply those things. Meanwhile, I can gather my own data. The purpose is collect all the data on the people that we kind of help and publish that so that other systems also can um, adopt them. So it's a kind of a scientific service that we will be doing. And for the planet, obviously, I'm very sensitive to this, and I kind of work, go and talk with a lot of ecological organizations and people, and also the education too. So my plate is full with activities, which are very joyful for me because I am doing what I want to do, right? So that's really joyful. I'm very grateful and happy that I was given this choice, this chance. Okay, and my wonderful wife supports me, and then she does it. My kids have grown and they're on their own, and uh, I'm more for every child, everybody, right? So we kind of go after that intention. And this new AI is really helping me to save a lot of time. So I'm learning and at the same time doing. Chat GPT gives me wonderful assistance about all the things that I write about. It kind of gives something. Today we were talking, for example, we were talking about what are the biotech companies that are really showing interest in ancient ways, and they were able to trace some studies on the meditation, on the mindfulness, and Dalai Lama working with scientists about this, those kind of things. So I'm going to go and explore them, bring anything new. If I learn, I'll bring it to my audience here and everywhere. Okay. So Nazli, you have any questions? Okay. Anybody on the wisdom app? Anybody have any questions? Okay. Again, this is recorded. Probably people who want to um, see my activities and how they can reach me and all that. It's very simple to reach me. It's all there in my profile, and also you can DM me anywhere. Mostly I can get it from the LinkedIn. A lot of DMs there, and mostly I get uh, on the Instagram. I used to be very active. Lately I'm not, but I get a lot of messages on the LinkedIn and YouTube also. YouTube videos are seen and people respond to them personally. That's pretty nice. Okay, okay then, if you don't have any activity, any questions regarding my activities, yeah, if I want to ask me any other questions also, that's fine, because I was planning to stay for a while, but then if there are no questions, I will just end it here and then see you tomorrow again. Okay, bye.